Today, we're going to be doing a lot of back stuff and hamstring stuff. And that's probably just because my back is sore and my hamstrings are sore. So you guys all have to now do back and hamstring stuff because of me. So starting with both feet rooted down. Apparently it'd be better if you could see my rooted down feet. All right, so go chin to the chest, roll down, come down onto the ground, and just shift weight onto the hands, take weight off of the feet, and then roll all the way back up. We're just going through 3 of these. Super simple. Chin to the chest, roll down, hands onto the ground, pick up some weight from the heels, and then roll back up. So think about articulating the movement, tuck the chin, roll down, hands down, heels come up, and then roll back up super slowly. And then from here, trying to keep from falling forward or twisting, you're just bending the knees and leaning as far as you can to the left, bending the knees and leaning as far as you can to the right. So go through 3 of those each way. This is just like as simple as we get for this spinal movement. This is all frontal plane. This is the like I'm a little teapot tilt. And then rotational, go feet a little bit wider. Right hand reaches around to the left heel. Left hand reaches around to the right heel. So you're just alternating which hand's reaching the heel. Go through 3 on each side. This should feel simple. Feet rooted down, big rotation. You're kind of coming down into a squat each time. 3 of those each way. Then we're going to go through squat, touchdown, just super normal. Step forward with 1 foot, arch the back, reach back. So now we're going into the sequence you're going to keep seeing again and again. Step forward, arch back, reach back. So from the side, it looks like this. Squat, arch, reach. Squat, step forward with 1 foot, eyes go up, fingertips go back. Go through 10 of those, 5 on each side. Squat, open up the chest. Everything is cracking, as it usually does here in the beginning. 5 on each side, 10 total. So you got a few of these suckers. They're still cracking every time. All right, so 10 of those. And then we'll go through chin to the chest, roll down slow, and come all the way down into a plank. So walk the hands out or walk the feet back, however you want to get to that position. You're just going hip drop, chin up, shift the weight back to the heels, drive the heels down to the ground, press the shoulders through. Go through 5 of those. Drop the hips, chin up, shift the weight back, high hips. So this should feel like it's waking up the wrists, waking up the hips, stretching out the abs, stretching out the Achilles, stretching out the hamstrings. 5 total, just enough. And then walk the hands back to the feet, stand up super slowly. And we'll go through that kind of combination again, different plane of motion. So now, squat down, right hand comes down. This is where we have to know our right from our left. Right hand comes down, left foot steps forward, and you reach all the way over the head. So right hand is your only mover. Right hand touches down, left foot steps forward so that your right hand can reach overhead so that we're continuing to stretch out that right side. Go through 5 of those. Right hand touches down, left foot steps forward, reach. Right hand touches down, left foot steps forward, and you reach.
5 each side?
Yeah, do all 5 on one side and then switch, all 5 on the other side.
Are we leaning to the side?
Leaning to the side. So this is all frontal plane, so it should, from the side, it should just look like this lean, not a collapse forward and not a rotation. Same thing on that other side whenever you're ready. That's left hand down, right leg steps forward, reach. So think you're leaving that left foot behind so that you can stretch everything from the left fingertips to the left toes. Open up, reach to the side. 5 of those, and then we'll go back down into a plank whenever you're ready. Feet together, chin to the chest, roll down slowly and go back to your plank. Arms straight. I'll show you from the side here. This time you're doing hip drivers side to side. So send the right hip out to the side, send the left hip out to the side. So it should be that the hips are staying the same distance away from the ground. So there's no rotation. 5 each way, 10 total, and then walk the hands in. Come all the way up slowly. Head's gonna be the last thing to come back up. And we'll go through that again. just with rotational. So it'll be kind of similar. You're gonna go left hand reaches down to that right ankle. This is a lot of lefts and rights. Left hand reaches down, and then you're gonna step forward with the left foot, and your right arm is gonna rotate around. So think left arm twists down, right arm twists high. Left hand goes low, right hand goes high. 5 of those, and you're always twisting towards the leg you're stepping out onto. So we're trying to create as much rotation as you can. Think about how if you try to pull that left shoulder back, you can get more movement. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. So it'll be right hand reaches down, left hand reaches around. Right hand goes down, left hand goes high. Keeping with that squat and then spinal rotation theme. Last time through that round. When you're done with those 5, go back to feet together, chin to the chest, walk the hands out. So from the side, it'll look like this. You're gonna take one hip down to the ground, come up to neutral, other hip down to the ground, come up to neutral. So the knees are bending, elbows are bending, whatever feels like it needs to happen to get that hip down. I'm not sure you could do that with straight arms. So elbows are soft. This should feel like a big ask out of the back, out of the obliques. 5 on each side. And then stand up super slowly. All right. Moving on from that squat and plank sequence. So we're going to do balance, and then we're going to do this big ask out of the hamstring. But we're going to do balance first. So start with balancing on the left foot. Right foot goes forward as far as you can get it. Right hand goes as far forward as you can get it. So imagine there's just this like little dot on the ground, a foot or 2 away from your left toes. And you're trying to get the free toes to reach there and then the free fingers to reach there. It's your right foot and then your right hand. 10 of each. So you're doing this lean back to get the foot forward, and then a big lean forward, and I'm sending the free leg back to be the counterbalance. Toe goes forward, fingertips go forward, toes go forward, fingertips go forward. 10 of each. And then before you switch sides, don't switch sides yet. All right, if you're balancing on that left foot, before you switch, you're gonna go bring your right leg straight back behind you so that you're going into this like sprinter lunge. It looks like you're on like the starting block. You're trying to get the hips as high as you can and then bring that right knee to tap the ground. Get the hips as high as you can, bring the right knee to tap the ground. So go through 10 of those super slow, and then you're gonna go through 10 fast, and it's just gonna like uber fatigue that hamstring. Hopefully you guys can see us. Weights in the heel of that foot. Yeah, perfect. Knee down, hips up. So 10 slow, and then see if you can go through 10 fast. You should feel like coming up and out of that leg is just like coming up for air. It's like, woo, very tight. This is why we did the balance drill first. But now it should feel like that leg is like uber warmed up, that the hamstring's ready to be stretched out again. All right, so when you're done with those 10 slow, then 10 fast, stand up and we'll go through the other side. This time it's gonna be your left foot and your left hand. Left foot, sorry, you're balancing on your right foot. It's gonna be your left foot reaching forward, your left hand reaching forward. 10. See if you can keep the shoulders even. So when you're leaning back, there's no rotation. When you're reaching forward, there's no big rotation for the twist. It's almost as if the right hand had to go with it, it could. Lean the upper half of the body back when the leg goes forward. Send that leg back when the hand goes forward. So you're getting in 10 of each. That right foot should start to feel like it's tired just from trying to balance. When you're done with those 10, go down into that sprinter's lunge. Looks like you're on the like starting blocks. Back knee taps down, hips come up high. You can move slow through all of that. If it feels good to hold that high hip stretch, go through it. If you have like a block or anything else you want to like put your hands on, you could even do hands on the knees if you wanted to. Some people who have like much shorter arms, it's just way too hard for them to do this. 10 of these slow, and then 10 fast now that that leg's warmed up. And again, coming out of this is going to feel like the hamstrings like coming up for air. Why is it so hard? It doesn't look hard. Why? All right, stand up slowly. All right, now we're going to go balancing on the left foot again. So another balance-y drill. Go right leg reaches out to the side, and then it's going to tuck, and your right hand's going to try to go to the same spot. So you still have that same analogy that there's like a dot on the ground and the right foot's trying to touch it, and then the right fingertips are trying to touch it. Toes, then fingers. So it's a big lean to the side when you send the toe out. It's a big rotation for the hip, that speed skater hip, when you send the fingers down rather. Lean, lean. So the upper half of the body should be playing a big role in that. 10 of each. You should feel that in the hamstring, hip abductor, oblique, and lower back. All of those things play together to pull you up out of that speed skater, low reach. All right, before you switch sides, keep that tucked leg. So imagine you just planted that foot back behind you. Make sure the shoulders are squared off, so they're not twisting with that hip. That would probably feel better, but we're trying to add as much rotation in that left hip as we can. Same thing that we did earlier. Hands are gonna go down to the ground. 10 super slow, so make sure that movement feels good for the knee. If it bothers the knee at all, you can just take that foot back a little bit and just have less movement for the knee. And honestly, more stretch for the hamstring anyways. 10 of these super slow, and then 10 fast at a range of motion that feels good for you. So that the fast ones may not have the same range of motion that you had for the first. We're just trying to fatigue that hip, warm it up. Same feeling that you come out of it and it's like, whoa, I feel like if you asked me to like jump and land on that leg, it would just not happen. All right, fresh leg, that's the good news. So left toe reaches out to the side, left fingertips reach to that same point. So now we're asking the right leg to do most of the work. That left leg gets a break. It's moving through space, but it's not responsible for any like muscular activity. It's merely serving as this counterbalance. 10 of each of these. You should feel like you're moving at a steady pace. So the same speed that you reach down is the same speed that you come up. You're not flopping down. We're not trying to make this a ballistic movement where you come up and out of it too quickly. 10 of each, and then keep that back leg tucked. Drop the chest over that leg. 10 slow. The lower half of the body is just in this like pretzel movement now, or pretzel tuck. 10 slow, and then 10 fast. Boy, hurts. It hurts so good. Then stand up, shake it out. All right. We have a little different variation. So we're gonna go back to balancing on that left leg. You're gonna go toe forward, reverse lunge, fingertips touch down. So toes go forward, reverse lunge, touch down. Go through 10 of those. Toes, reverse lunge. Toes, reverse lunge. 10 of these. Then we're gonna kind of switch up what we're doing. We're not gonna do those little hamstring stretches. We're gonna do this kind of funky little, why do I even try to describe it? You'll see. We need to figure out names for some of these things. All right, 10 of those. When you're done there though, you're gonna finish in that same reverse lunge position, okay? So the left leg is what we're focusing on. You're gonna walk the hands forward until you're way up on that toe, on your left foot toe. Walk the hands back until you're way on the heel and you can bring the toes like up to point towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Go through 5 of these. Walk the hands forward, come way onto the toe. Walk the hands back, big flex for that left leg. Walk the hands forward onto the toe. We're only doing 5 of these for a reason. 10 would be a lot. Slow forward, slow back. So that foot's just getting a lot of weight on it and it's getting just articulated through that heel, onto the toe. When you're done there, you're gonna come out of that slowly. So there's nothing after that. Only 5. Nice job. Legs are gonna be tired. All right, right leg, same idea. You're going foot forward, reverse lunge, touchdown. Left foot reaches forward, reverse lunge, touchdown. So from the side. Keeping a flat back. Think about the neck as an extension of the spine. At times you may need to look up at the computer so you're arching up, but ideally, once you get that movement down, treat the neck like it's just moving with the spine. So your gaze goes from forward, down to the ground. Whoop. 10. Then you'll hold that reverse lunge and we'll go through those same 5 where you walk the hands forward, come up onto the right toes, walk the hands back, flex the foot, toes go up to the ceiling. Go through 5 of those. Walk the hands forward, you're up on the ball of the foot, on the toes. Walk the hands back, flex the foot. So you can get the toes to go straight up to the ceiling. 5 of these, super slow. Yeah, but at any point it feels like it's starting to like cramp up. Just give it a little shake out. Take some deep breaths. Kind of like rub your hand into that hamstring. There's a big ask for this leg. All right, when you're done with those 5, stand up slowly. All right, so we're going now, single leg balance on the left side. Last time we're doing this kind of sequence, we're doing like a single leg, single hand touchdown. So if I'm balancing on the left leg, my left hand is gonna reach just to the outside of my left foot, come up, curtsy lunge, spine stays vertical. So balancing on that left foot, the left fingertips touch down right on the outside of the left foot. Come up, vertical spine, curtsy lunge. So it's just this little sideways, single leg touch down, big curtsy lunge, vertical spine, chin off the chest, shoulders are even. Last balancing thing. In my mind, this sounded like a really good combination.
Right?
Yeah. And now my hamstrings are thinking otherwise.
My quads too.
My hip, my calves, and everything. 10. And then we're gonna do a similar thing to what we did earlier. All right, once you're done with those 10, hold down in that curtsy lunge. Fingertips are down. You're gonna be doing the same kind of thing. Walk forward, put the weight on the toe. Bring that leg into a big tuck and come back, kick that foot up. So the only difference is that I'm bringing my right leg back around to a big tuck rather than taking it straight back behind me. Make sense? Come onto the toes, send that leg back, flex the foot. Only 5 of these. It should be plenty. 10 should feel like not a number you want to do of these. This is asking a lot out of that hamstring, out of the hip, outside of the knee. Nice job. Nice, 5 of those. Yeah, nice work. Going onto the toe and then shifting the weight back. Same 2 things on the other side. Then I promise we're gonna take a break and do abs. All right, balance on the right foot. Right fingertips go down just to the outside of that foot. And then you're coming up vertical spine. Keep it vertical while you go into that curtsy lunge. Balance on the right leg. Right fingertips touch down. Curtsy lunge. 10 of those, slow and controlled. So one has a big dropped chest. So that left oblique has to fire to pull you back up to neutral. For the curtsy lunge, the spine is straight up and down. So it's that like, it's the body's work to keep you from collapsing or twisting. 10 total. Ooh, this side feels not as bad. Maybe because I'm only done 5. And you'll do those same little walk forward onto the toes, walk back onto the heels. 10, and then go down into that curtsy lunge. Curtsy lunge, hold, walk the hands forward, go onto the toes, come back, tuck that leg, and flex the foot. Walk the hands up, forward, onto the toes, walk the hands back, heel, flex.
Lost Jay.
Uh-oh. 5 of those guys. He was like, I'm out. Too much hamstring shit. Just kidding. I feel like Jay has some pretty strong hamstrings. All right, once you're done with those, lay down. He's back. You missed some hamstring work. All right, when you're ready, lay down. So we've been doing a ton of stuff for the back of the leg, so we're going to focus on the front of the hip again, which people don't love, but it's good to be balanced at least. So tuck the right knee in, left leg is straight out, and you're just doing these straight leg lifts. This is a combination some of you have seen a few times. 15 straight leg raise. Before you switch sides, you're going to keep the legs like they are. Keep the right knee bent, keep the left leg out. Everything goes down, arms come up and over the head. Everything comes up, pike up. So go through 10 of those, flat to pike. It's like a V up. You just get that right leg as a little bit of help because our main focus right now is really just on that upper hip, lower abs. Go through 10 of these. Exhale on the up so you get a little bit of oomph out of that. Jay, are you doing these on bricks? Oh.
Jay's hardcore, guys. You don't know.
He's got a bruised spine. All right, same thing on that other side whenever you're ready. So it's going to be left knee tucked in, right leg straight out, 15 straight leg raises. Toes are pointed up. Think the body's going to try to find ways to make this easier, and its first option is to lean back and tuck the tailbone under. So keep trying to fight that. Vertical spine, 15 straight raises. So you're just doing the same thing on the other side. 15 straight leg raises, and then 10 sit-ups where you're coming up to that straight leg. Just like we did on the other side. We're going to go through this one more time, and then you're done. So you can see the light. 10 total. Use the breath to help you here. So exhale on the up as you come up to that straight leg. 10. All right, once you're done with those sit-ups, new sequence. Left leg, you're sitting straight up. Left leg is out. Right knee is tucked in. Now we're just taking that left leg out wide and back to neutral. Wide, back to neutral. Make sure that the leg is staying straight and that the toes are staying pointed up. It helps it to bend the knee and to turn the toe out, but the idea is we want to keep that effort in that hip flexor. So 15 of these, and your sit-ups will now just be coming to a bent knee rather than a straight leg. So a little easier. So that leg's out, you roll back, come up, tuck the knee. Extend the left leg, arms over the head, come up, tucked knee. So go through 10 of those. We'll do the same hip flexor work and 10 sit-ups on the other side. And then you're done. Like 2 more minutes of work. Nothing. All right, after those 10 sit-ups, now we're just gonna switch sides. You'll keep the left knee tucked in, right leg straight out, doing that same big side sweep with the right leg. So left knee's tucked in, right leg sweeps out, leg stays straight, toes are pointed straight up towards the ceiling, vertical spine. If you can think about it, driving the sternum forward and pulling the shoulders back, you can almost immediately feel it harder on that hip. There's just less range of motion, so the hip has to fire a little more. 15 of these, and then 10 sit-ups where we're coming up to a bent knee. So keeping that right leg extended, arms over the head, exhale, sit up, come out to that right bent knee. Extend the right leg, exhale up, right bent knee. 10 of these, exhale up, control, back down. It should be a little easier than that straight leg variation, but now you're tired. You've done 40 sit-ups at this point in a mobility class. All right, last one for us. Nice. And my favorite stretch, go feet flat, fold the legs over, fold the legs over. Do 5 of those each way. So you're keeping the shoulders even, keeping the eyes forward. Just switch, switch. And then once you've done about 5-ish of those, keep them over, flipped over to the left side. Left hand is planted down. And then just bring the hips up off the ground and reach the right arm over the head. Take a couple deep breaths there. Drop the hips and go into it one more time. So same idea, bring the hips up, reach over the head, take a couple deep breaths. And then same thing on the other side. Flip the legs over so the knees go to the right. Right hand is planted. Left arm comes over the head as you lift up the hips. Take a couple deep breaths there. Drop the hips and go back into that one more time. Reach up and over the head, stretch. And then come back down to neutral. That's it, you're done. Yay!
Thanks, everyone.
30 minutes of mobility. You're better for having done it. Good to see you guys.
Bye.